in the car vlog. Hope you guys and gals are having a wonderful and a blessed day. Just got off of work. Nobody tells you today. Remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys. Hopefully you guys are praying for me. I'm praying that you guys for a breakthrough, for miracles, for understanding, and also just perseverance through anything that's you're going through in this thing called life. Make sure you subscribe to the Taking Home Podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put in my matches as Classic Alpha. Professional wrestler of 13 years, will be 14 years in March. Lord willing, I'm excited for that. Make sure you also look at the matches that I have on this channel, Classic Alpha. The matches, I have a playlist of it. You can look at matches from this year, last year, years before, and all of that stuff. Look at the growth, look at the great matches. So like the stuff that I talk about as far as presentation, story, theory, character, it's all in that playlist. Like I back up what I talk about. So I do want you guys to see the proof and the evidence of it. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We have our next show February 21st, 2026 called Big Business. Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Get your tickets now on an Eventbrite. They are $5 off, but there'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. Triple H, Paul Levesque, Triple H, Hunter Hempstead, terrorizing the husband of Stephanie McMahon, whatever you want to call him. He has been under a lot of scrutiny, especially in the last few months of 2025. Man, as soon as Cena tapped to Gunther, people was already loading the clips for Triple H. Mr. IC Color, aka Triple H, is no stupid, aka bad for WWE side. Mr. IC Color, can't prove. Robert Brown, what's happening? Lafayette in the building. Yeah, we talking about that. So has he done, like, I want to clarify. I do think that Cena losing was not a bad idea. I understood where they was going with him with the tap out. I still think it was a little bit cheesy. It was a little cheesy. I'm good, bro. How are you? It's a little cheesy. I get it, but still, it's a little cheesy. Am I going to sit here and blame Paul for that? No. Can I say that Paul could have put his foot down about a better presentation for this whole retirement tour 2025? Yes, that's what it is. I think the stuff culminated into people just really being upset with Triple H. And I don't even think it's just that. I just think from the beginning, even last year, just like the year before, 2025, how he would answer questions. My thing is this. A lot of people are smart in the business now, especially because of the internet. It's a gift and a curse. Trust me when I say this as a wrestler. It's a gift and a curse. So when WWE tries to do things, even Vince is guilty of this. When you try to tell the fans something and the fans know that it's a lie, that is disrespectful. And you're basically trying to seem like the fans are stupid. And that's something that you shouldn't do. I think people thought that Paul would probably shy away from it, but he is his daddy's son. You know, our truth situation, right? Our truth was legit let go. He was let go. He legit was let go. He posted that he was let go. The fans was hijacking the show. We want truth. We want truth. We want our truth. Our truth. What's up? What's up? They hijacked the show to the fact that they rehired him and put him in an angle which wound up being pointless with John Cena. Came back, cut his hair off, Ron Killings and all of that stuff. He did all of this stuff. And then when people brought up Triple H, hey man, hey, what's going on with our truth coming back? We got you guys. No, you didn't. That's the problem. You disrespected fans. One, because you did release basically a 4-lifer. You did. You released a guy that people still liked, still reacted to, and everything like that. Y'all released him. Then when the crowd said, we don't like that, why did you do that? We're going to keep saying his name. Oh, we got you guys. You cannot do that anymore. Triple H should know better than this. You cannot do that. You cannot do that because everybody saw that he was released. On top of that, wasn't like Dakota Kai and somebody else was released around the same time? Now you playing with people's job jeopardy and you kind of opening up an old wound because I'm sure people contacted the other people that was released at the same time. Oh, you must be playing too. You must be showing up on WWE. It was horrible. And Paul is the face. He should have just said next question. I'm not sitting here saying you got to answer every question because you did wrong. It's just the fact that how you answered it is the problem. oh, we got you. No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't get nobody. He was gone. He was let go. You fired him. Y'all released him. Y'all didn't extend his contract until the fans wanted him to do that. It worked for him. It didn't work for Karrion Kross. But still, R-Truth, it definitely was a waste because it was like, oh, I only acted like that because John Cena was acting up. And since John Cena is back, I'm back to R-Truth, Ron Cena. Get up out of here with that. What's going on, chill guy? It's not laughing, begging for a laughing disco. Cena losing, yeah, he wasn't, him losing wasn't bad. What's going on, y'all? It's just how he lost could have been better. It was important as he brought Cena back to the goods. Could you stop it? Stop it before I make you watch the Poison Pixies greatest wrestling matches compilation. But still, Carlito was released at the same time. Yeah, he was, and I do believe Dakota Kai was. It was either Dakota Kai or Valhalla, who was the lady that was with the War Raiders. You know, she's the wife of, I want to say Eric, but I could be wrong. But still, some stuff is pointless and some things don't need to be answered. Triple H doesn't do great under pressure. He doesn't do great under pressure. We talked about, even what Robert Brown is talking about, Mr. I See Color. Like he said he didn't see color, it's all about talent. And then you see all of this talent. Heck, you see all of this black talent. And some people, I feel like, didn't get the just due that they deserve. Carmelo Hayes is just a United States champion. He just became it. I'm not going to sit here and say he's perfect, because he definitely can work on a few things. But still, happy to see it for now, but it's like, how long is he going to have it? He has a title that has been hot potato between Solo, Sammy, Dragunov, and now Carmelo. Hopefully they do something with it, right? But still, when somebody asks him about the lack of representation, because I remember, what was it, like 3-4 PLEs in a row, and they had no black wrestlers wrestling. And he was like, oh, well, I don't see color and blah, 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 blah. It's all about talent. Now, when you say that I don't see color thing, there's certain ways to say it, and what you say following it makes people be like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I don't know what the man was saying. I don't know what the man was saying. The man was tripping. Wasn't Bianca and Jade the like women's tag champs at the time? And they wasn't wrestling on the PLE? Like, come on, man. Dakota Kai was released months before. Okay. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. I do know it was I do know a woman was released, but I could be wrong. Triple H got to see color because black, Latin, and Asian talent is getting to. And look, this is a good year for Triple H to honestly not shed people up, but give people what they want. Let me say it like that. You got Trick. Trick is doing nothing. Trick is doing nothing. Bring up Trick. People sing his song. Y'all doing vignettes of Oba. Do something with Oba. Javon, I don't know if they're going to have him win the NXT title get it from Oba, but heck, you could do something with Javon. I wouldn't keep saying the boy Bouncy. I think you need to say something else. You're going to make Diddy lick his lips. The boy Bouncy. Pause. Anyway. You got a lot of black talent, right? And you guys know me. You guys know me to be like, hey, you need to push him because he's black. No, I'm saying because this is the talent that Triple H says that he wants to see. Oh, it's all about how you work and do all of this stuff. These guys have been working overtime. Overtime. They've been working overtime, drinking Ovaltine chocolate milk. So it shouldn't be even Ricky Saints, it shouldn't be no excuses about how these guys should be projected. Sure, we can say that Braun Breaker is the future of the company, but we can also say Oba should be in that same hat. Should be in the same hat. Trick should be in the same hat. These guys, you guys got them working dark matches and stuff like that, so you guys should call them. Now, I'm not sitting here saying everybody has to win. I'm just saying that you got all of this talent that you keep saying that, oh, it's not about color. You just see talent. You don't see, like, come on, it's time. It's about time, right? This is the last leg for a lot of people. It's 2026. We're not leaving. We're not going to have the same grudges in 2025. We're going to say, like Fantasia, go ahead and free yourself. And I'm going to free myself from certain things. You get what I'm saying? Still, bad, terrible. Yes, it's terrible. That boy Bouncy. Like, I'm old, right? Oh, let me say I'm older, right? So, if a guy talks to another guy, even if it's wrestling and say, man, I'm Bouncy, We don't think you're talking about Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Baby faces winning yeah, all the babies of faces are winning the U.S. title. The baby face, like the U.S., and that is us. Us baby faces. That's what it is. Us baby face titles. That's what that is. Because that's what they're doing. Oh, y'all want somebody to win? We're going to give them this title for a few weeks, maybe a few months, so you guys can be like, okay, they're champion. They're here damn champion then. That's what it is at this point. It's the here damn, this is what we have for you. So we'll see where it goes from here. Triple H is not a great mouthpiece for WWE, by the way. I think Nick Khan does a better job. And this is coming from a guy who's not a wrestler, who hasn't been in the ring or nothing like that. Nick Khan is a great representative for WWE, right? I think he's very honest when it comes to certain things. A lot of people say that they met him. He shakes hands. He's very transparent with certain things. Nick is a better representative than Triple H. Triple H gets flustered. He gets frustrated. He doesn't know how to handle things. One post show, they said, we want Edge. You said you can't have him, or you know, and then the other one, when they was booing him, he tried to say some stuff. Like, Triple H really was trying to channel his inner Dana White, the president of UFC, so bad. And you can't do that. You cannot do that. People are upset with Triple H because of some of his inconsistencies. Some people didn't even like the WrestleMania 42 flyer, because he's in the middle of it. Why are you in the middle of it? Vince would never, and when I say that, I'm not saying bring Vince back. Keep that nasty man away from the women's and stuff, and the men too. Keep him away. But I'm just saying, Vince would never. He would never, ever. Still. What up, Tyler? What's going on? The Us Babyface title. That's what it is. The U.S. title is Us Babyface. That's I think Tigger, but black guy, Tigger N-word is how my mind goes. I understand the basement, Rap City, the basement used to be the best. But still, Triple H is not a good person to speak because he gets frustrated. He does not know how to answer questions right. The fans was booing him and he didn't know what to say and stuff like that. And honestly, I think Triple H does need to go back to the drawing board. I think, honestly, from the outside looking in, the reason why that Unreal show got dropped, was shown on Netflix, was to try to shift blame on other people besides Triple H. I think Triple H was like, no, we got a creative room. Don't put it all on me. Put it on Bruce. Put it on the caterer. Put it on the DoorDasher, but don't put it on me because it's not my fault. But when you sit here and you speak and you're the representative, you're opening the shows, are you ready? When you do all of that stuff, you are the mouthpiece and you are the leader of this new troop of wrestlers. People want that Triple H that felt like he was more hungry in NXT. Like he wanted to push stuff. He wanted to do things. He wanted to do a lot of things and stuff like that. Here, this is just a lazy Triple H. And I do know that TKO has their foot in it. I know that Triple H and The Rock, they have like back and forth with certain things. But dude, this was like not a interesting year. It was interesting for the wrong reasons. How do you fumble a John Cena heel turn? How? People was going to cheer for him anyway. But how do you fumble that? By having The Rock and Travis Scott in it. And honestly, they didn't need to be a part of it at all. Even The Rock is differentiating himself from the stuff. Oh, I don't know. I would have did it this way. Oh, they don't need me there. Huh? You was part of history, fam. What do you mean? Jay need to drop the B word too. As soon as Black B is on the side, internet going to flip. Which is true. But even on Jay, to your point, yes, when you call yourself that and people want to share that, don't get mad when people call you that. I've always had that philosophy. Now, WWE, they're going to take away signs that have profanity or profane words and stuff. WWE's going to do that. AEW did not, but still. They did. They only did it for like a few of the sexual names that they was doing for like Hangman and Chris Statlander. But still. You don't want somebody to randomly call you it, so don't call yourself that. Like people be like, oh, well, the B word is a term of endearment, or the N word is a term of endearment. So if somebody with a different color calls you that, It's not a term of endearment because you're not going to accept it as that. So still, you know, I ain't even just talking about the black representation. I'm just talking about storylines, like just crazy stuff. I think that he's becoming doing safe things like Vince used to do. And the bad part about being safe is that it becomes repetitive over and over and over again. And the thing is, they got the money already. They're getting paid. They got the money already. The contracts, cities are bidding to have their shows, their WrestleManias, their Royal Rumbles. They're doing it, so they're going to feel like they're doing good, even though I know they know they're not doing good, but they're going to be like, oh, okay, but what we do, people love it. And I'm not against them making more money, but still, I think Triple H definitely needs to go in the back a little bit. Most people know who he is. Obviously, people respect what he has done in the business. They're respecting what he's doing with the company and stuff like that. But, being a figurehead, especially the stuff like, when they say WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Saudi Arabia, and having them people out there knowing that they didn't want to be there and lying about this is the best place. And I'm not sitting here saying I have anything a lot against Saudi Arabia at all, but it's just still the way that these people was looking like, man, I can't believe y'all having us do this. I'm going to be honest with you. I love any pro wrestling promotion, but WWE main event scene sucks. Look, AEW is better than WWE with main event scene. And you know what? I'll say this. I can't say much on AEW because I don't watch AEW like the PLEs and stuff. Like I used to watch. I watch the clips from time to time. I will say the MJF beating Samoa Joe. It was like, what was the point of making Joe the champion for only a weekend for him only beat Page, only to lose it to MJF? So still, I see some things from time to time. But from what I've heard, a lot of people said they have enjoyed AEW over WWE. Now, I can't sit here and be like, oh no, I enjoy WWE more or whatever like that, because I can't compare that much of it to AEW because, like I said, I'm not buying a lot of PLEs. I'm not doing the PLE stuff. I'm not subscribing to ESPN $30-something and stuff. If I want to watch it, I'm going to watch it the next day somehow. AEW, like $50 for a PLE, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. But still, the main event has been stale, and I do think since it is a new year, change some stuff up. This should be the time where Drew McIntyre beats Cody. Cody needs to take a break. Cody needs to do something. Cody can take a break until WrestleMania. He can take a break until WrestleMania. He doesn't need to be in the main. Good job, sir. You done great. You done great. CM Punk, he might have a belt for a bit. I don't know if he's going to drop it to Braun Breaker whenever he faces him, but still, you can change some stuff around. I prefer AEW matches. WWE, as bad as they are, still has a better story, but it's better. Yes, because they rinse and repeat the story. They're like, oh, since people still like it, let's continue to do it. Like, the MFTs. Fireworks still, y'all? Really? The MFTs is basically still a piece of the bloodline. And honestly, since the Usos are back together, that's part of a bloodline too. Like, and that's not just saying physical bloodline, just the story of the bloodline and stuff like that. And it's like they keep making interchangeable parts when it comes to it. Cody, how many times people now talking about his daddy? They've been talking about his daddy. Like, it's just it's the same stuff over and over. It's the same stuff. AEW, some of the stories is interesting. I know a lot of people are talking about, oh, well, Mercedes Moné, she's going to crash out because she's losing all of her belts. She just lost the TBS title to Willow, and Willow's a two-time champion, and now she's a women's tag champion. It's too many belts, but still, they have too many stuff. Cutting week promos a week. Like, come on, man. Drew has been that player head of the year for about 3 years in a row, and his promos ain't been stale. Cody's, oh, come on, hard. I want to fight you right now. Come on. Give the fans what they want, Nick Aldis. I want to face him right now. I'm not the champion of you. I'm the champion of this company. It's the same stuff. MFT versus Wyatt's been dragging with little interaction. The Wyatts ain't even been that interesting, yo. Didn't the Whites win the belts from the Street Profits? Where the Street Profits at? Hey, where are the Profits of the streets? You want to know where they at? Montez and Bianca celebrated New Year's with Trick and Lash Legend. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. I want to see Drew. Drew needs to win it. At this point, what's the point? This reminds me of when Shinsuke and AJ went against each other at WrestleMania. AJ won. Shinsuke gave him a low blow, turned heel, and AJ beat him like the other pay-per-views after that. It was like, what was the point of doing this to Nakamura? Y'all should have been got a belt to Nakamura. Drew should have been a champion again. He should be a 3-time champion. The guy's 6'5", 270, 280 pounds. A lot of people shouldn't even be able to beat him. Come on, man. What we doing? Drew got to win or I'm done watching. Drew, they wasted our time. I agree. You a bigger player hater. Like, low-key, after that loss to CM Punk, he should have been straight to the top. Straight to the top. They on two different brands. What y'all mean to tell me all y'all had for Drew was for him to tag with Logan Paul against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll? Yes, welcome to Dunkin' Donuts. Can I get the chocolate glazed donuts in the Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll. Mind you, this was around the time where Randy kept beating Drew. I think they had 2 back-to-back PLEs where it basically was the same ending. And it was just like, come on, man. Do you hear ECW done? ECW is done, but do I think he's going to, if he goes back to WWE, I don't think he will. But if he does, he's probably going to be a road agent. I don't think he's going to be back to like wrestling and stuff like that. He's a lot older now. It's like different looking and stuff. He could do independent scenes and stuff like that, but we could see. Triple H must hate Drew. At this point, Shotzi Yang, at this point, I think Drew and LA Knight is in the same boat. Honestly, I think they're in the same boat, honestly. Despite the fact that these people get reactions, they're not doing nothing with them. LA Knight's going to be no champion no time soon. And I'm not saying that as a negative person. Y'all know me. Y'all just know that they're not going to put the belt on him. They're not going to. This will be the time to. Royal Rumble win. Go against Punk or whoever. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Despite the fact, we hear the fans. We hear you. We hear the fans. Despite the, LA Knight, love it hot, all of that, love it hot, they like this, love it hot, they're not trying to hear nothing. They ain't trying to hear nothing. Drew, a believable bad guy. Nothing. I think it's kind of stupid how they went with it. He was suspended for attacking referees and attacking people, and Cody showed up to his house. Cody's begging to rehire him. 6'7". Why? He has to win. He has to win. Dudes, a lot of people saying that Cody version. Yeah, I'm hearing that they're trying to revisit Cody and Roman. And also heard Roman and Jay. I don't want to see neither one of them. I don't need to see neither one of them. If Cody goes against Roman, I think it's tied for the most rematches. Because I know Undertaker and Triple H faced each other 3 times. And it was another one. I just had it. The Rock and Stone Cold, I believe, faced each other 3 times at WrestleMania. I could be wrong on that one. I know they faced each other twice at least. But still, Drew should be champ 6-7 times. No, I agree. Drew became a champion during COVID. And he didn't even get to do a right run with that. Then, it was a situation with The Miz. And then Bobby Lashley came and he beat The Miz and became a black champion, which everybody loved. And then eventually we was like, oh, well, Drew's going to beat Bobby. And he didn't. And I was shocked. And then I think Drew beat Randy one time. But he only had it for like a Hot Pocket weekend. And then that's it. I miss Drew taking out the bloodline. They dropped that story. Good story, too. Come on, man. It was good stuff, man, because it was like, let me take these people out one by one so I could finally get the title that I needed. They went to that man Homeland at the Clash at the Castle. The man lost to Roman because Solo came out, right? And then what did they have Drew do at the end of that show? Do y'all remember? What they had Drew McIntyre doing at the end of that show? Let me get some water. I'm going to let y'all think about it. The end of Clash at the Castle, he did not beat Roman for that World Undisputed title. Do y'all remember what happened? The man wound up singing with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury goes in the ring, sings a song. Drew's looking pissed that he lost the title. That he lost his title opportunity. And he starts singing with the guy. He starts singing with a boxer. Why? In the words of Keenan, why? Why did y'all do that to this man? Why did y'all do this? Because mind you, the Usos couldn't go out there because of situations in their past. So that's how Solo got called up to the main roster. And cool. It was a cool debut for Solo. It was. But geez, the guy should be really upset that he lost his title opportunity. Instead, y'all had him singing with a boxer at the end of the show. I think Drew's contract expires in 2028. The contract is expected to run through WrestleMania 2028, securing his presence for several more years. Well, even then, between 2026 and 2028, he should at least have one title run. Give him a decent run. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a decent title run. Cody has went through basically the whole roster. Outside of people, like, you literally had to have Oba come up from NXT to go against him because he's faced everybody. Drew is almost there himself. But you can change things around because Drew doesn't have to be a fighting champion, which is something that people don't understand. Like, people are like, oh, Jade, who's a heel, by the way, she has no title defenses. First of all, she might have title defenses on house shows and dark matches. Secondly, she's a heel. Heels don't have to wrestle every day. They don't have to wrestle every week. They don't have to. They shouldn't want to. Triple H will let others into the title picture. It wouldn't. No, I agree. It's the same stuff. Drew and Cody is a revisited feud. This isn't a fresh feud. It's a revisited feud. Cody and Kevin Owens. Revisited. Like, these are feuds that they're going to revisit. It's so many of it. It's just going to be so revisited. And it's like, it's frustrating because Cody did clear out the whole locker room. The belts are becoming soft injuries. Get one and you don't wrestle. That's actually a good point. Why they're like AEW now. And I hope AEW does great at this time. This is what I say. A lot of people are more upset and more like tired of WWE than AEW. So if you're AEW as a wrestling company, you have to get together and you have to basically try to utilize the attention that you are getting. Because like I said, more people have said the pay-per-views in AEW have been better than the WWE PLEs. I haven't watched every PLE in WWE. I haven't. Because when they did that WrestlePalooza stuff, I was like, I ain't about to watch this. I ain't about to pay for this. They done lost their mind. And I felt bad and upset because I was a Peacock subscriber. I am now only because I wanted to see Cena's last match. But still, people like me thought that the subscription for WWE and Peacock was going to end in December, but they wound up doing the WrestlePalooza on the ESPN thing. Then they wound up putting all of the rest of their PLEs outside of Cena's last match on the ESPN app. I'm not buying that app. I'm not buying that out. I think Triple H have been on old ideas. Yeah, I think he's on old ideas, and I think he's scared to even risk things. WWE has become wrestling for casuals, which is why they rehash old storylines over and over to get New viewership. Happy New Year's to you too, Zero Ray. And that's true. But at the same time, with the internet and stuff like that, and even like the hardcore fans, some people do get sick of seeing like the same thing over and over. Like, I was optimistic on Triple H's stuff as WWE, but also at the same time, one of my viral videos was like, people aren't going to like what he's doing. And in hindsight, I'm glad I made that video, because a lot of people don't like what he's doing. They don't like what he's doing. And he has the opportunity to show that he's not his daddy's son, but he keeps showing exactly why he's his daddy's son. Hall of Fame inductions, like even that. Look at that. Undertaker is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Do I think his wife needed to be in the Hall of Fame as early as she did? No, she did not. She did not. Her saying she revolutionized women's wrestling, I get sick of women saying that. Let the fans say that. Let the fans say who revolutionized women's wrestling. And I liked Michelle McCool. And she's still a cool person to me from what I see. A Hall of Famer. Then they made like a big announcement, like, hey, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. And then what made it worse was that she's the co-host of Undertaker's podcast that his friend started, and not her. Not, but and Fanatics and them said they're going to pay Undertaker more money, and he doing it with his wife. So cool to do something with your wife, obviously, but still, we're going to put Michelle McCool in there before Mickie James? Are we going to do that? No, we shouldn't do that kind of stuff. Before Victoria? See, Triple H is doing the stuff where he's trying to take care of his friends. Sort of like what Vince was doing. Let me make sure my friends is straight. And I'm down with helping my friends out and stuff like that. But what I'm not going to do is having a crazy oversaturated bias towards that. Stephanie's going into the Hall of Fame. I think she deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. But who announced it? Who made the announcement? Triple H's friend, Undertaker. Undertaker came out on his bicycle. Why y'all let me say bicycle? His motorcycle. He came out and was like, oh, well, let me tell you something. Let me jump over the barricade and let me sit by you. It's so weird. So weird. But anyway, you're in the Hall of Fame. Oh, I'm crying because I'm sad and I'm not saying this is Mike and Stephanie. I like Stephanie. You guys know what I mean when I do this. Still, now they hooking up their friends. They friends getting Hall of Fame stuff and all of that, man. Stephanie should have been in the Hall of Fame before Michelle McCool. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's rough, but part of me thinks he is also keeping us from some mess based on Johnson. Honestly, Cena wanted to wrestle 200 times last year. As much as people miss him, or going to miss him, did he need to wrestle 200 times? No. Could he have wrestled every PLE? Yes. He could have wrestled every PLE, honestly. If he wanted to wrestle every PLE, wrestle at a couple Saturday nights main events, which he did, but he didn't need to wrestle 200 times. I understand them, one, trying to protect Cena, because Cena's contracts is like way different from everybody else's. And it's like protecting his body is like insurance at this point, right? Because of the investment of him, even though he's no longer wrestling now. But like Brock is kind of in that same boat too. It's a lot of money. If you get a Hall of Fame, you get you'll get a Hall of Fame, and you'll get a Hall of Fame. You get in the Hall of Fame. First of all, I've always thought the Hall of Fame wasn't that legit. It started being legit a long time ago. I wanted Kamala in because Kamala basically was the villain for the Ultimate Warrior, for the Undertaker, for Hulk Hogan, for a lot of the good guys and stuff like that. And they put him in some kind of legacy wing. No, he needs to be in himself. And that's the kind of thing that I don't like about certain Hall of Fames, when you try to say, oh, okay, this is a wing of it, but not an actual thing. Like they got a celebrity wing, which is cool. Then they got legacy stuff, and then they got this and that where they put like 3 people named that you may or may not have heard of. They do that kind of stuff. Now they're putting matches in the Hall of Fame, which is cool too, by the way. I actually do like that. Yeah, SMP, shout out to you. He's inducted in the Hall of Fame. My impatience for WWE is in the Hall of Fame. A lot of it. Living in the Hall of Fame. Woo. Everybody knows your name. Woo. Hey, that song was like one of the best Hall of Fame songs that WWE was playing. But still, been around for promos. Still, he's going around a solid 100. Fought twice a month. Gimmick match on Raw, SmackDown. Been around. Yep. He was a great dude from what I saw. It was, yeah, man. It's crazy now. Like, I won't be surprised if Shawn Michaels' wife gonna be inducted next year. She ain't even wrestling. Shoot, if you friends with him, you might be in that mug. You might be next. Is Batista in the Hall of Fame? Is he? I think he is. I could be wrong, but still. But the hard punch and the slow matches, glad Triple H pivoted those. She married the boy. So, what do you mean the hard punch and the slow matches? Glad H pivoted those. But still, I don't know, man. Like, to me, if you are upset with how Paul represented WWE this last year, I'm not mad. If you feel like he did okay, I'm not mad at that. But to me, hopefully in this year, things do change a little bit, you know. Like I said, maybe if the quality of the other matches was good, I would subscribe to ESPN. I would subscribe to it if the quality was good. But it hasn't been. So why would I invest in that? I wouldn't want to invest in that at all. WrestleMania is 2 nights, which I don't like, by the way, but it's 2 nights. And I invested 2 nights of my life. And I'm not saying this to complain to what I decided to do, because I don't want people to be like, oh, well, you decided. I did, because I was expecting something good. But low-key, the road to WrestleMania was literally around the corner to WrestleMania, because everything was short, everything was rushed, stuff didn't make sense. Travis Scott was there. The Rock was not there. 2 nights. Promotions, logos in the middle of the ring. Matches are too short. Some matches are too long. Try to make night 2 better than match 1, but night 2 was a little bit better than night 1, but neither one of those shows was that great. WrestleMania night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania 40, way better than 41. Way better. Way better. Felt like an end of an era, or the beginning of the era when the Roman versus Cody happened, because of the wrestlers of the current, and then also of the old, and even of the new getting involved. Everything was good. After that, it just went downhill. Whee, roller coaster. H, let me try my match, the Mania one. Yeah. Cena needs to be missed before he gets into the Hall of Fame, and Batista isn't in it yet. Okay, another year in the New Day, and the Street Profits would be treated as jobbers. And that's the thing. I'm not mad about the New Day. When the New Day dressed up and said it was the death of the tag team division, I believed it. Because it kind of is, but it's kind of not at the same time. I'm happy that AJ won a tag belt and stuff, but I wish it was with somebody who, he came up with, nothing against Dragon Lee. But still, now the Usos have it. Now, the Usos haven't improved that much, especially Jay, but still, I guess it's something to keep Jay out of the main event. But still, Mania gonna be bad again. This January only has a solid robbery rally. My wife's here, so I am gonna leave soon. Batista was supposed to be, but during the time of COVID, he wanted to wait until the audience was there. But now seeing how Foley left, I don't know if Dave wants a Hall of Fame. That's a good point too. Before I do leave, that is another good point though. Is I'm not sitting here trying to tell you who to like and who to vote for. Who do you like as far as politics stuff? But heavy political antics is like a big thing, right? It's very, very big on it. Now, people can do what they want, but obviously politics brings out people's feelings, regardless if it's good or bad, validated or not. Some people are very rude, regardless on what side or what wing of the bird y'all rocking with. But still, you obviously see that Triple H and them, and Linda and all of them, they're very heavily influenced into the White House and stuff like that. And to me, it doesn't really bother me much, but it bothers a lot of people. Hold on. What up? How you doing?
Good.
I'm live. I love you. You have fun?
Yes, sir.
All right, I love you.
Love too.
All right. They wasted Viking Raiders and Motor City Machine. Motor City Machine Guns came in, won the titles, and then that was it. In the words of Michael Jackson, this is it. But still, I don't know why they scared to turn Jay Hill. They waiting for Roman. Cause I don't know. Jay needs to improve though. Jay need to practice a little more. Jay needs to practice a little more. But going back into the political thing, right? You know, they obviously heavy on who they promote and stuff. I'm not mad at that because they've been rocking with the president. They've been rocking with him. So people mad and shocked, I don't understand. Now Foley leaving, I'm not shocked. Foley has dissociated himself from WWE before, guys. Like, this isn't new. This is not new. He's done this before where he was like, I'm not rocking with them because of the political thing. So I know a lot of people's like, good for you, standing for what you believe in. All right, cool. He'll be back, you know, when the stuff died down. Not saying like he's a turncoat or he's a hypocrite, but he's done this before. Sometimes you don't want to because you disagree with something, and that's fine to do. Batista, on the other hand, we know who he rocks with and stuff like that. So, you know, he might not want to be. You know, some of the people who are rocking with Batista and Foley's decisions and stuff like that, they still gonna watch WWE. It doesn't make them less of a Democrat or less of a leftist or right wing or conservative or whatever part of the thing that you're on. But still, it's just one of those things. But that's also a good point too, though. But I am home. I am here for a bit. I don't know why. Hold on. I don't know why this game. So yeah, I am home. I do want to. My wife just got in, so I do want to make sure she gets home safely. I don't know if she has any food for me, but still, I hope you guys and gals have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Thank you, Amy. Let's take